Hello, aspirants. Let's move into the part two. We have dealt with a lot of things in part one. So, in part two, let's look at the slide. The Vice President of India, he is elected for 5 years. See, the tenure is 5 years, and election procedure is similar to that of the president. But only difference is that in his election, Vice President's election, MLAs are not part of that. I mean, in president, MLAs were also part of that. MPs, MLAs, you might have remembered. But in the case of vice president, MLAs are not part of this. And chairman of Rajya Sabha, the vice president is the chairman of Rajya Sabha. He can take over president in the event of death, resignation, and impeachment. See, if anything eventually occurs, suppose the president dies, or he resignate, or he his removal through impeachment. You might have heard about impeachment. Impeachment is a process under which president can be removed with the majority of houses. Okay, so in that cases, the vice president can immediately take over. Okay, let's move to the next slide. This is very important. Prime Minister and Council of Ministers. See, first point is most important functionary of the government, included both Prime Minister and Council of Ministers. They are most important functionary of the government because they are executive, and they are very important part of rather executive. So they are very important, right? And then needs the support of majority in Lok Sabha. See, Prime Minister, including his Council of Minister, if they have majority, then only they can survive in Lok Sabha. Okay. In the case of coalition, the person who wins the majority of coalition becomes the PM. Suppose the government is to be formed in coalition form. Suppose there is no majority to a single party, and there is a coalition. In that case, the person who wins the majority of coalition becomes the PM. Okay. PM decides who will be the ministers in council. See the difference. Till the time uh, MPs were forming the council, and they were deciding the PM who will be the PM. After becoming PM, Prime Minister decides who will be the ministers in council. Usually, he choose the ministers as per the seniority, experience, and all. Okay, ministers are given the rank of cabinet ministers. You all know coal minister, Ganga rejuvenation minister. There are a lot of ministers. Minister of state or deputy minister also. Okay. Next point is PM and all ministers has to, sorry for the spelling mistake, PM and all ministers has to be member of parliament. See, if they have to be PM or ministers, they have to be member of parliament. They have to be MP. But if someone has elected as a PM or minister, such a person has to be elected as MP within 6 months. See, if PM is elected and he is not MP, or some minister is elected, he is not MP, then within 6 months he has to be elected as MP. This is very clear. This note this point. This is very important. This comes in examinations. The size of council shall not exceed 15% of total members. The C is very important. Earlier, till the 91st Amendment, what I'm talking about, uh, you know, there were no limitation on ministers. PM desires whatever number he wants, he can select. Then after 91st Amendment, which was in 2003, the uh, limit was put on 15%. Okay, so why it is put on 15%? There is a cause, earlier, there was no since there was no limitation, then in the form of coalition government, when the situation occurs of coalition government, the parties attracted the people by luring them to give the minister post and all. So this was to avoid that 91st amendment was took place. It was in 2003. This is continued for last slide. The Council of Ministers are responsible to Lok Sabha. This is very clear. Since they are MPs, they have to be responsible to Lok Sabha. The death or resignation of Prime Minister automatically brings about the dissolution of the Council of Ministers, but the demise, dismissal, or resignation of a minister only creates a ministerial vacancy. Note this point. If PM is died, the whole Council of Ministers will be dissoluted. Okay, and in the case of a minister die or some yeah, minister die, in that case only ministerial vacancy will be there, right? The next point is the power wielded by the prime minister flows from various sources. Control over the council of ministers, of course he is the boss, he has to control leadership of the Lok Sabha, he is the supreme leader of Lok Sabha. Command over the bureaucratic machine, of course he is, since the executive is part of bureaucracy is also part of executive, and executive is being headed by president and council and other thing. Though since the PM is very important person, he has to look after bureaucratic machine also. Access to media. Okay, projection of personalities during elections, very important. Projection as national leader during international summitry as well as foreign visit. Okay, this is very easy. Next slide. Permanent executive bureaucracy. See, they are the trained and skilled officers help in formulating and implementing the policies. 2 points note down: formulation and implementation. The policies who will formulate, the bureaucracy will formulate. And who are the bureaucrats? They comprise of all India services like IS, IPS, and other services, state services also, PSU staffs also, employees of local government may also be bureaucracy, a bureaucratic member. Okay, ministers control these offices. There is no doubt minister will control. It is a complex system comprises of all India services which I have covered. They have to be politically neutral. Okay, means the bureaucracy has to be politically neutral. Means what? They will not take position of any political position. They will not occupy. Simply they have simple job to formulate and to implement. That's all. Members of public service commissions are appointed for a fixed term, and their removal or suspension is subjected to a thorough inquiry made by judge of Supreme Court. Okay, so there is this body called UPSC, Union Public Service Commission. Okay, there, if there is a body, there will be a member. Members of that body will be appointed for a fixed term. There will be a fixed term. Okay, and then their removal or suspension is very clear. Has to be made by Supreme Court judge only, made by judge of Supreme Court. IS and IPS are controlled and supervised by center and state respectively. See, IS is supervised by center and IPS is supervised by state respectively. Okay, this is very simple and easy point, no need for any elaboration. I think with this we have completed our class. That's all, parent. Do hard, study hard, and also subscribe to my YouTube channel. Okay, and click the bell button also. Okay, thank you for watching this class. Thank you, bye.